Hey, what's going on, y'all? We are back. We are back. We are back. This is Belle Collective Birmingham, season 1, episode 2. So let's go ahead and jump into it, you guys. We have picked up where we left off at the Canvas Beauty Lala Anthony launch party, where Kayla is talking to Amber. Baby, Kayla looked confusion. Kayla was like, I don't have an issue with you. I didn't ignore you. I did not speak to you on purpose. My apologies. Like, girl, I ain't even that kind of person. It ain't that kind of party. Like, I don't have no issue with you. And I told y'all last week, I can't tell somebody how to feel, right? When somebody makes you feel a certain kind of way, I can't tell you how to feel. I can't tell you shouldn't feel that way. You shouldn't be upset. But the flip side of that is I haven't seen enough here to make me feel like Kayla has an issue. Now, as the season unfolds, we might see more, we might hear more. More may come evident. However, for right now, I'm gonna have to just be like, I'm gonna have to be on Kayla's side with this one because I don't see nothing there, right? You know, some people don't always speak, but it's not intentional. You know what I'm saying? You doing yellow jazz, honey, baby. Them nails were so raggedy. And the thing was this, you know how, let me put a pin in this real quick. You know how sometimes you just get into a funk. Like, I know I needed my nails done. I needed to get my nails done probably 2 weeks ago. I was going to get them done over spring break, but y'all, honestly, I just did not feel like it. You know, I just was in a little funk. I didn't feel like it. So yesterday I said, I'm going to get my butt up. I'm going to go get these nails done. I'm going to get these feet done. I'm going to get these eyebrows done. Girl, get your life together. And so I went and got my nails done. I went and did the kid and caboodle yesterday. But thank you. So anyway, so the other thing that happened at this party, we saw Tiffany and Fumi. Fumi said that she felt like Tiffany felt some kind of way. But what the clips that production showed us, it looked like Fumi was sucking the air out of the room. It looked like Fumi was talking a lot, and every conversation she had an opinion. She had something to say, and she's a little loud. I told y'all last week, I know a lot of people are talking about Tiffany, but Fumi is the one I got my eye on. I'm going to tell y'all, and y'all ain't got to agree with me, and we'll see what we are at the end of this season. But baby, Fumi is who I got my eye on, because, and I'm going to talk to y'all about a few things this episode. So we're going to come back to Miss Fumi. So Tiffany and her husband are looking for places to have their game night. Now, they have a couple's game night once a month. And I guess they change locations every month because she was scouting out this location like it's something new. So I can only assume that maybe they move it around. They don't have it in the same place every week or every month or whatever. And it looks like it's a nice little fun time for couples to get together, Christian couples, as she said, you know, they love Jesus. To get together because, you know, Christians can have a good time too. I don't want to do that because I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of religion, child. I ain't trying to go down that rabbit hole. But while we see her talking about this, we see her talking about wanting to have another child. Now, her and her husband have a blended family. And she has a daughter from a previous relationship. He has a son from a previous relationship. And then they have a child together. She wants another child. Her husband doesn't. He ready to shut the shop down. He wants to have a vasectomy. He's good. He's done. And that's not what she wants. Again, I don't know what the conversation was prior to this because we don't know that. I don't know if the conversation was, we're going to have another child after this one gets a certain age and now he's backing out. I don't know if he always thought they were just going to have one together and be good. Like, we don't know what the previous conversation was prior to this. So all I can say is unfortunately, y'all gonna have to come to a really happy medium somewhere in the middle. I don't know. It sounds to me like she's like a lot of women. She wants a baby and not necessarily another kid. Ooh, that's a lot of people do get baby fever, honey. A lot of people do get baby fever. So Fumi is having this event at her home. She's having lunch at her house, which looks really nice. She's got a bartender there. She made a whole lot of Nigerian food, traditional food for the women to eat, which I thought was absolutely great. You know, whatever you're like, I love it. Like, show me your culture, introduce me to your culture. She had a woman there selling traditional Nigerian clothing, and some of those she actually had is it Ghana? Oh my God. Y'all, is it Ghana or Nigeria? Damn it. And some of which she actually designed herself. So I thought that was absolutely great as well. Okay, thank you. I thought it was Nigerian. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't wrong, child. You hype catching me on somebody live. Well, yeah, because after this, we got Love and Marriage Huntsville. And y'all know I got something to say about Love and Marriage Huntsville, baby. I got some stuff to say. And it might surprise y'all, my opinion. But anyway. Right, she had clothes from both countries, but she's Nigerian, right? Now, Fumi is talking to Stormy, and she tells Stormy, you know, I really feel like, you know, I kind of got a weird vibe off of Tiffany. You know, she's talking to her and Amber, and she's saying, you know, I feel like Tiffany wasn't really feeling me. You know, I really couldn't tell. Like, she made a comment. I was talking to her friend, and she was like, don't you steal my best friend from me. And baby, Fumi held on to that. Like, that really offended her. And Amber was like, Tiffany's my girl. Like, I don't think she meant nothing by it. Like, Tiffany, like, I didn't see that. You know, again, I'm not gonna negate your experience, but I didn't really see nothing. You know, I didn't really see nothing about that. Now, I'm with Tiffany on this dog situation. Sorry, not sorry. Y'all, and when I say y'all dog people, if it don't apply, let it fly. I'm talking about these type of dog people. Stop expecting other people to love your pet the way you love your pet. Let me tell you something. Don't show up to my house with a dog without calling me first and asking if it's okay to bring a dog into my house. Number one, I could have allergies. My kids could have allergies. Number two, I could have a dog phobia. My kids could have a dog phobia. Number three, maybe I just don't fucking like animals. Now, if I'm coming to your home, that's a different conversation. But don't just show up at my house with a dog and act like ain't nobody supposed to feel no kind of way about it. And y'all in the kitchen. I'm with Tiffany. Why is this dog standing over the food? I don't care if he's small enough for you to hold. Why is this dog in the kitchen with the food? They said, I feel that some people are allergic to Benji. And let's be clear. Y'all know I love Benji to death. Nay has never taken Benji somewhere that she didn't call and ask if it was okay. When she takes Benji over my mom's house, she asks if it's okay. And I'm going to be honest, Nay goes out of her way to make sure Benji don't bother nobody. She takes his cage. She takes toys. She takes all of the things. And if she feels like Benji is bothering people, she will put him in his cage and close the cage. Matter of fact, at Christmas, Trey kept letting Benji out. Nay kept putting Benji in the cage, and my nephew kept letting him out, talking about something. He wanted to play. He wanted to get out. And Nay was like, I keep putting him in there for a reason. Like, why do you keep letting him out? So I don't think Tiffany was wrong and feel like walking in the kitchen and being like, whoa, maybe she's had a situation with a dog. We don't know. So I didn't like the fact that everybody made it out to be that Tiffany was wrong for feeling some kind of way. And the dog growling at Tiffany might be because the dog picked up on her reaction, like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. You know, the free Benji, right? Trey kept letting Benji. That thing was funny. They kept saying, I know I put Benji in his cage. And Trey was like, he wanted to get out. Like, he wanted to be free. Oh, that thing was funny. Anyway, but I just think we need to be respectful of other people's home. Now, again, if we were going into Stormy's home, that would be a different conversation. That's her house. That's that dog's house. But to just show up at somebody's house with a dog where you know it's going to be a group of people and then act like she was wrong for feeling some kind of way. I mean, anyway. The other thing, and this is why I say and I know y'all are going to say, really, B, that's so petty. That's not a big deal. But let me tell you something. So the ladies were eating and they had no problem tasting and eating the food she had prepared, her Nigerian food that she had prepared. So then she pulls out caviar. Now let me tell you something about this that bothered me. I don't like feeling like people how do I word this? I feel like Fumi was trying to school them on the delicacy of caviar. Like, first of all, I feel like she assumed that none of them had it before. She asked, has anybody had caviar before? She asked, but she didn't pay attention to any of their answers. She said, okay, so we're going to try this. And when people say, no, I don't want to. Oh, come on. It's great. It's good. This is da-da-da-da-da. And this is how you have to eat caviar. And caviar, like caviar is this high-end delicacy. Listen, ma'am. They sell caviar at restaurants I've been to. I've had caviar. I've had caviar a number of times. But stop acting like you bringing me something that I can't get on my own. Stop acting like you have to introduce me to the better things in life. Because that's not even how this goes down. And I felt like she had to school them or something. You know what I mean? If she were now the difference would be if she were a brand ambassador, because we know she does social media, she does content. If she were a brand ambassador for this company, I'm cool with that. Because now it's an advertisement. And I'm cool with her saying, hey, you know, I have a contract with this company and I make money off of these sales. So I'm going to put this on this show so that people can see this brand and they can go buy this damn caviar. I'm cool with that. But it just came off like I'm showing y'all, I'm exposing y'all to the better things in life. Girl, bye. So then they got to talking about swallowing and do you swallow and da-da-da-da-da. And it was a cute conversation. You know, women, listen, we're not going to act like when women get together, they don't talk about sex because they do. We're not going to act like women don't tell some of their sexual business because they do. It was a cute conversation. But I found it interesting how Fumi was like, you know, I'm trying to get my husband to buy me this new house. You know what I'm saying? I'll do what I need to do to get this house. And I noticed how she kept bringing up, well, you know, we're getting a newer house. We're getting a bigger house. You know, next time I have you guys over here, it'll be at a bigger house and it'll be and I just felt like, are you buying the house because you just really desire a newer house, or are you trying to flex? Are you trying to keep up with the Joneses? Is it for other people or is it really for you? I like Fumi, though. She's just who she is. Yeah, and again, I get it that I might be in the minority, and I don't dislike Fumi. Let's be clear. I don't dislike her, but I got my eye on her. I do. I got my good eye on Miss Fumi. What up, Don Don? Hey, boo. Now, do you traditionally take a caviar bump off the back end? You can. I mean, I've seen people, when I had it, so I've had it twice. I had it at a restaurant one time. It was an appetizer. And it was on It was on like a toasted piece of bread and what was it? Was it cream cheese or something like that? And then I had it at a party where it was there, and it was like a caviar like display, and they had the different types of caviar and the different things you could do with it. And they had crackers, they had all kinds of stuff there. So I've had it. I've never taken it as a bump off the back of my hand, though. I've never done that. But that's not the first time I've seen that, though. It's not the first time I've seen people do it that way. Probably Miss Andrew, probably creme franchi. Yeah, probably. I just don't remember because it was when I went to the Ruxton. If anybody lives in Baltimore or in the DC area, when I went to the Ruxton, they have a caviar appetizer, and it was actually really good. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this again. Now, the first time I had caviar, I didn't like it, and I only tried it just to be like, oh, I tried caviar, and I didn't like it. But the appetizer I had at the Ruxton, I did enjoy it. It was actually really good. I would get it again. Fresh is how it's pronounced. Oh, I'm sorry. I added too much to it. It's called creme fraiche. Okay. See, I don't know. I love fine dining, but I don't care for most caviar. I hate how people try to make it a class thing. Like, girl, no, I just don't care for it. Right. And everything that is considered to be a delicacy doesn't necessarily make it. Let's be clear. Half the people that eat caviar don't like caviar. They just eat it because that's what's expected that they're supposed to like. I have talked to people who act like, oh my gosh, you have caviar. And then I'll be like, do you really like it? And they'll be like, Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? No, I appreciate it, Nisa. Let a sister know, child. I ain't trying to be embarrassed now. Let a sister know. So, right. Donna said caviar is horrible to me. Right. It's just a personal thing. It tastes different based on quality. The more expensive, the fresher it tastes. Yeah, and I mean that's with a lot of things, you know. And again, I'm not saying don't try it. I'm not even saying she was wrong for wanting to, but it was the way. It was the way she brought it to the ladies as like, I'm schooling y'all. Again, it could be a me thing. Maybe she ain't mean it that way. That's how it came off. They have the fashion show, which I thought was really nice that the ladies dressed up in their wear, you know, and all of that. We talked about the game night. And Tiffany was basically like, listen, this is a couples thing. If you ain't a couple, you can't come. Now, let me say this. I have an opinion about this. I don't have a problem with Tiffany having a couples event and saying, if you ain't a couple, you can't come. Because it sounds like this is an established thing that she already does with her group of friends. That's what it sounds like. I have no problem with her saying, listen, this right here is a couples event. This is for couples only. If your husband is not available or you don't want to bring your husband or you can't bring your husband, then this ain't the event for you. However, I am going to have a ladies brunch where I'm just going to have it. It's going to be just the ladies. Because let's be clear, Tiffany, you know what this is. You know what this is. You know that this is a show about a group of female entrepreneurs. So for you, and we know how these reality shows work. Everybody is supposed to have an event. Everybody's supposed to host some sort of an event, right? So you know what the expectation is. The expectation is that you're hosting an event. That shouldn't be your event that you're hosting. It's real easy. That's not your event. You can just make that a side thing and say, hey, I'm having this couples event. We do it once a month. If you and your husband want to come or you and your boyfriend want to come on through. However, I'm going to be doing a ladies' tea next week, and I would love for you guys to come. Don't have an event where only couples can come and make that your event for the show. Because now these people have to try to find a way to get there because it's going to be filmed for the show. You see what I'm saying? Now I put that on production. I don't put that on Tiffany. And I know y'all will be like, really, you giving Tiffany a lot of passes. I'm not. But I don't feel like that's on Tiffany. That's on production to say, look, girl, we need an event where all the ladies can come. Because that's what we're filming. We're filming a show where all the ladies, where everybody's coming through and interacting. and they shouldn't feel like they're not a part of the night just to show up. So you got Amber saying, well, I'm the hostess, and Stormy was like, well, I can come and work the door, and Fumi was like, well, I'll work the door with you. And then the other one, I forget her name, she showed up and she just didn't bring her husband at all. She was like, oh, he can't come. And Tiffany felt some kind of way, like, why would you come without him? You know, this is a couple's event. Why would you come as a couple? I'm just saying. I put it on production. No one's man came. It was ridiculous. Right. I put that on production. I don't even put that on Tiffany because remember, when they sit down and they have to take these things to production, and production has to say, okay, we're going to film that. Production should have said, we're not going to film that. We're not going to film that. That's not going to be a part of this. And that's my opinion. That's just my opinion. That's true too, Kim. Kim said, but these segregated parties are instant conflict makers. Now, the other thing we found out, now for my love and marriage DC people, my love and marriage, where Don was here. Who else? My love and marriage DC people. I need y'all to work with me with this one for a second. You mean to tell me that you had Miss Tiffany on here bragging about her proposal and wedding in one day, and y'all made it a whole conversation? Yet we had Sherelle and her husband, Black, and they literally did it first. And y'all didn't make it a part of their storyline. They literally went viral. Hashtag Forever Duncan. Look it up. They were on, I believe it was Good Morning America. He literally proposed to her and they got married the same day. And it went viral. It was everywhere. And it was nothing more. It was nothing more than a sidebar of a conversation on the show. Y'all never made it a part of her storyline. Y'all was so focused on this bullshit storyline with Joy and Black that y'all never allowed that to be a storyline. That is a major, major part of their love story, and they did it first. But y'all let Tiffany come in and act like it was something. Girl, her husband stole that from Black. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it. They stole that from Black and Sherelle. That was their story. And I'm not even saying they were the first ones to do it, but I'm talking about the same network, the same production company. And you mean to tell me that when Tiffany does it, it's a story? It's something for us to talk about? But yet over here, when it was on Love and Marriage DC, we never let the Duncans shine. We didn't give the Duncans their flowers. I didn't like that. That really bothered me a lot. That bothered me a lot, y'all. Were the Duncans full-time cast members? They were they? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I think they were supposed to be, I think they were supposed to be, but then they weren't. That's a good question, though. That's a good point. Were they main story? But that's how people know them. Like whenever you bring people on the show, that's how people knew the Duncans in this area. That's how. Well, we knew Black because he was in the Go-Go band, but Mumbo Sauce. But we also knew them because of their story, Forever Duncan. Anybody in this area knew them because of that story. Hashtag Forever Duncan. You can still look up the hashtag right now. Let me see what'll come up if I put in hashtag Forever Duncan. Let me see what come up. Let me see. Tag right now. Let me see what'll come up if I put in hashtag. Oh Lord. Oh, I know I had my thing playing. Let me see. Hashtag. Let me see. Forever Duncan. I wish. Now this is one of those times where I wish I was on Twitter, because it would probably come up on Twitter a lot faster. Let's see what comes up on Instagram. That's them. That's from their wedding. That's the proposal. Forever Duncan. That's him proposing. That's from the wedding. That's Sherelle. Like, it still comes up. Even now. Hashtag Forever Duncan. It still comes up. Anyway, I'm not going to make a big deal about it, but it did make me feel some kind of way. But moving right along, child. Moving right along. Anyway. Halfpin said, I never lived in that area, and I saw it too. There you go. All right, so here's the other reason why I ain't like Miss Fumi. Because, baby, as soon as Tiffany left, because Tiffany had to leave her event, she had to go pick up her kids. So she said, as soon as Tiffany left, Fumi gonna tell the whole group, well, you know, guys, I was telling Stormy that I really felt some kind of way about Tiffany. You know, Tiffany, you know, didn't really give me a warm feeling at Stormy's Canvas Beauty event. And, you know, she even made a comment about me trying to steal her best friend. Fumi, I really feel like you put in 2110. And I find it real sneaky that you waited until after Tiffany left to decide to bring it to the group and ask the group, what should I do about it? When you had Tiffany in your house the whole damn day and you could have pulled her aside at any point in time and had that one-on-one conversation with her. Again, I get it with filming a reality show, but they still could have got that one-on-one conversation on camera. They didn't have to, like, for me, I just felt like that was real sneaky how you pulled that. I mean, literally, Tiffany, I mean, I'm sure it was edited to make it look that way, but baby, it looked like Tiffany wasn't even in her car good. Like, she literally just walked out the door. You closed the door. You went back in the room and was like, okay, guys. I said, damn, can the woman even get out the parking lot, out the driveway? And again, if you felt some kind of way, that woman was in your home for hours. The cameras would have followed y'all. Y'all still could have got the moment. Y'all still could have had it on tape for the show. Why are we not? We could have pulled her to the side and said, hey, girl, I don't want this to fester any longer. I just need to let you know I felt some kind of way, yada, 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 yada. I said, see, that's why I'm saying I got my eye on Miss Fumi. Y'all, I don't like this one as much as the mango one. The mango one is so good. This is the berry protein, whatever. But I like the mango one better. Anyway, so I was just like, made me feel some kind of way. Anyway, so they told her, yeah, you could probably talk to Tiffany at her event. Now, again, I know this is reality TV, y'all. But again, wouldn't it have been better for her to ask Tiffany for lunch, coffee, tea, and have the conversation with her one-on-one? You gonna pull her aside at her event, at her couple's party? That's what we doing. Okay, now. So next we see, and Carlos, hey, don't stop doing this, please. Please don't stop doing this. I loved how we were getting the behind the scenes with Canvas Beauty launching this Lala collab. I love how we went and we met up with Miss Lala and we got this photo shoot. We saw the conversation between her and Lala. You know, we found out Lala was the one that actually reached out to her and said, hey, let's do a collab. We know that she made her own scents. Everything, you know, is very curated. I love how they have a content house, like a boot camp situation where she said, we're about to do this 24. Now, I've watched some of these TikTok lives, like hers and Melody's and some other people, but I don't watch them long enough to know all of the, like, I ain't watching a 24-hour live, right? So she talked about how basically they have to create enough content to last for a 24-hour live. And so she has a whole boot camp where she has a whole team, and that is all they're doing for 3 days is literally making content, making videos, making shorts, doing man on the street type content, getting people to try the scents, getting the reactions on camera. I was like, this is the kind of shit that we need to see again. And we're talking about propping up Black entrepreneurs, Black women entrepreneurs. I love that we got to see Stormy in her element and see, like, that's the kind of stuff. I don't think people think about that kind of stuff. Like, I know I didn't. I was like, wow, we have a whole content house where these people are literally in a boot camp where they are creating content for 3 days straight. My goodness. My goodness. She even had a little meeting with them, which I thought the meeting was very interesting because, baby, that boy was mad. He was mad that lady came along and stole his customer. He said, I felt some kind of way about that. And then the lady was like, I didn't, why are you bringing it here? If you had a problem, you could have said something to me. And he was like, because we're here to talk about it. And I saw both sides of that coin too. He said, listen, we're here. We're having a meeting. We're talking about what worked, what didn't work. So I'm bringing it here. So that the next time nobody will do it to somebody else so we can have a conversation. But on the flip side, I could understand. She's like, why you had to wait till the boss show up? Like, if you felt some kind of way about what I did, you could have said something to me. Why you had to wait till the boss showed up to say something to me? So I saw both sides of that coin. I understood how she felt. I understood why he felt. But, baby, he was not playing. He said, And then he was like, what you crying for? I oh my goodness, baby. He was mad. Okay. He was mad about it. Okay. That was interesting to me because I don't have TikTok and I don't know how these things come together. I have TikTok and I don't have how these things come together. Right. And he bought the receipts. Yeah. Half pen. I just thought it was great because, again, I just thought it was a great way to see these things. Right. A lot of times we see the finished product of stuff. And I thought it was great, making batch content so you don't have to overwhelm yourself and work every day. You can cut the filming and get plenty of clips, videos, and shorts with it. My cousin does this for her channel. Oh, wow. Yeah. I just thought it was great. Like, I thought it was really, really great. And I like that they took the time to show us, right? So that we don't think that Stormy just clicks on the live button and just stays on live for 24 hours. And we're going to actually see the live. Parts of the live, the behind the scenes. So I love it. I love it. TikTok is the new home shopping network. Did y'all see what QVC about to file bankruptcy? That's the one thing I forgot to say in my live the other day. I forgot to talk about QVC about to file bankruptcy. Allegedly, Spirit Airlines getting ready to have to close its doors, and JetBlue. I said, y'all putting these little people out of business. That's part of the problem with the airline industry now, though. There's just no options. So that's why the big brands have the monopoly. And I understand, myself included, we're not crazy about Spirit. But Spirit gave people an alternative. And when these smaller companies go out, it just gives these bigger brands more leeway to screw us over. But anyway. Moving right along, child. Moving right along. QVC and HSN, yeah, they all, baby. It's going down. So then we meet Kayla and her boyfriend, and basically what we find out from Kayla and her boyfriend is that she's ready to introduce him to the kids. They're long distance. He lives in Dallas. She lives here. And she's ready to introduce him to the kids. She says she doesn't speak negatively about her ex-husband. She doesn't do that in front of the kids. And, the kids know that he's a friend, but doesn't know that they're romantically linked. I mean, okay, girl. I feel like my unsolicited advice is I feel like you need to take some time to yourself because it sounds like you went straight into this relationship. You said that the divorce was newly final when you got into the relationship with this man. This man is 17 years older than you. So here you are again dating this older man. Okay, that's number one. And number two, have you had time to really heal? You said that you've been dating this man since high school, your ex-husband. You don't even know what it's like. You don't even know what it's like to date. You don't know what it's like to not be with a man. Baby, you need some therapy. You need to go sit on somebody's couch for a little while. I would say give yourself a year. Give yourself a year to just be single and raise your children and curate your business. And I know people say, well, who the hell are you to tell people what they should do? You right. I'm nobody. I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm nobody. But I think you are unhealed. You are unhealed. Moving right along. Last but not least, we have this moment where the ladies are at the couples moment. Now, Stormy gets there, baby. Stormy is still wearing her Nigerian gear that she got from Fumi's. And I'm not mad at her. She said, I feel so regal in this. I'm going to wear every chance I get. I said, I know that's right. I love it. Stop it, really be you are somebody. But you know what I mean? I ain't mean I'm nobody. I'm not no therapist or nothing. I am somebody. Jesse told me I am somebody. He told me that. So, first of all, I'm with Stormy. Baby, I said I was going to come be a hostess and work the door. I didn't know that meant I had to pick up trash and that I didn't know that's what that meant. Now, I could be wrong. I have been a hostess at many events and now don't get me wrong, you have to make sure that the space is clean at the end. But like Stormy was really running around getting trash from people. Baby, I didn't know that's, and they say work the door like we were selling tickets. Like we're not selling no tickets. So I didn't understand why the expectation was that Stormy and them was supposed to be cleaning up behind these people. But anyway, we had the game night and they played their games and it looked like a good time. It looked like they had fun. And then the end of the night rolls around and Tiffany is asking the ladies, did they finish cleaning? Like Stormy was like, all right, I'm out. And Tiffany starts talking about what wasn't done and what needs to be done. No, let me rewind. Tiffany and Fumi have a conversation. Can I say something? Fumi, you are putting 20 on 10 with this. Your best friend said, you said, don't come stealing my best friend from me. I feel like that was a joke. That was something that was tongue in cheek. Like I could see me going somewhere with my best friend and somebody monopolizing her time and saying, don't be trying to steal my best friend now. And it's a joke. Like we grown. I'm not intimidated. Me and my best friend, we've been friends since the sandbox. And we've had our ups and our downs and our ins and our outs. But at the end of the day, what I ain't never going to question is how much we love each other and our commitment to each other. Our families know each other. We don't make no distinction between families. Her cousins are my cousins. Her uncles are my uncles and vice versa. Her kids call my parents grandma and granddad. So you can't, one conversation at a party, I might say it as a joke, but I don't mean nothing by it. And Fumi I really feel like you was putting 20 or 10. Just say you ain't like Tiffany. You wasn't feeling her. It's okay. Because Tiffany wasn't really feeling you either. We're going to call a thing. Because wasn't Tiffany the one talking about how Fumi talked a lot? And I feel like maybe that's why you was getting the energy from Tiffany. Because Tiffany was giving you energy. Because Tiffany was side-eyeing you like, damn, are you going to shut up? So I feel like y'all was giving each other that energy. Tiffany was giving you the energy. And you was giving Tiffany the energy. Y'all was giving it to each other. I mean, we're going to call a thing. And Tiffany was like, well, I don't remember saying that. And she was like, well, you said it. She was like, I hear you, but I don't remember saying it. Well, you definitely said it. Tiffany was like, girl, let me finish my sentence. Like, let me finish. I'm not saying I didn't say it. I'm saying I don't remember saying it. And you won't let me finish my sentence to what I'm going to say after that because you keep cutting me off to remind me that I said it. I'm acknowledging your version of the story that I said it. But I'm trying to tell you, I ain't mean nothing by it. It wasn't a thing for me. I didn't mean nothing by it. And even Fumi's response was kind of like, my thing is, don't come to me to talk to me about something and you're not going to accept my response. Tiffany is telling you she didn't mean nothing by it. And your attitude is, okay then. What you want her to say? What's the purpose of the conversation if you're not gonna accept what she's saying? Why are we talking about it? Why are we having a conversation? Right, just me. Just say, look, I got the feeling that you wasn't feeling me. And I don't want, we're gonna be hanging out. We in this group together. I don't want it to be no bad blood. Are we good? Are we cool? But you keep bringing up this one little comment that Tiffany said, instead of just saying, look, I was just getting a feeling up off of you. I was just feeling some kind of way up off of you. Like, that's it. That's all. Again, I told y'all. I mean, I know what we got from Tiffany. But Fumi is who I got my eye on. I'm telling y'all. Now, I might feel differently. Give me a couple of more episodes, and I'm gonna be like, y'all, I like Fumi. But right now, that's who because I already told y'all I wasn't crazy about her last episode and the way she was talking about her husband in this house. Like, her husband ain't supposed to have no input on this $5 million house you want to buy. Fumi is one of those people that has to be liked by everyone in the room or they can't take it. Listen. There you go, Quake. There you go. But that was pretty much the episode. The clip about Stormy not sweeping up, I think that's from next week's episode. Damn, I missed this review. Rewatch it. Look, he told rewatch it forever Duncan. Right. But next week, we're going to get the clip that everybody's been talking about with Tiffany telling Stormy she need to sweep or something. Oh, my God. Lord, I hate picking up my phone sometimes. My God. All right. I like Fumi. I just think she's trying too hard. And that might be what it is. All right, y'all. We about to get into 3 out of 3. We about to go right into Love and Marriage Huntsville. I have the redirect on, but in case it doesn't send you over, we're getting ready to go into Love and Marriage Huntsville right now. She may have chosen the wrong time to address her, but why would she respond the way she did? If she's called to be a blessing to women, Tiffany is not a girl's girl. Well, like I said, we can have it. Listen, I ain't saying that makes Tiffany all right. I'm just saying in this situation, my eyes on Miss Fumi. But Tiffany got her shit with her too. I am working hard today, Lauren, and I still got to do Love and Marriage Huntsville. Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I got to talk to JB about Belle. Damn it, I keep saying Belle Collective. Y'all know what I'm saying about Beyond the Gates. But let's get into this last one, honey. Let's get into this last one. Meet me over at Love and Marriage Huntsville, child.